Oops, we're shaking here. Let's stop that. Hello, my lovely friends. Jan of Jan Hicks Creates here. Welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to my new friends. Welcome to all of you people who have stuck with me through all of the insanity of my life. The insanity continues. Today's floss tube it's not really a floss tube. I don't know what to call it. It's not going to be the normal rundown of seeing what I'm working on. Get to that in a second. The insanity continues. We were supposed to close on the house tomorrow. That is not happening. We do not know at this point when we will be closing. God, where to start? It's been a fiasco. The appraiser will not be able to make it to the house until October 4th. So nothing can happen until then. The appraiser appraises, and then the loan company decides whether they are willing to underwrite the loan based on what the appraiser says, whether the house is worth what the loan amount is, basically. Don't ask me why they didn't check first with the appraiser to see when he could get there before setting the original closing date. The additional angst in this is that they didn't let us know. We were 2 weeks out from closing. We decided, well, we better start making arrangements to get household goods delivered. We need to get a new washer and dryer. We need to get hookups done. So we started to make those appointments. Mike emailed the loan officer early to mid last week. Again, 2 weeks, week and a half out from closing. Everything okay? Just wanted to make sure you don't need anything else from us. The loan officer wrote back and said closing is postponed. Yeah, we found out last week. Didn't your realtor let you know? No, she didn't. So, had to cancel, change all the reservations. The earliest we can get our household goods now is October 19th. Closing could be anywhere from the 7th to the 14th. We just don't know. If we close, or when we close, we will just be moving over there with the RV, unloading the RV, except for a mattress. We have everything. We're not taking the mattress out of here. Basically, we can't get the mattress out of here. So we'll have to get a new mattress, but we have everything else that we can just take from the RV into the house and move in until the household goods get here. So another couple of weeks in the RV. You can imagine how thrilled I am about that. I do want to thank you all for all of your excitement. Sharing my excitement. It will happen eventually, and eventually we'll look back on this and just shake our heads. But the reason today's video is going to be a little bit different is because I decided to treat myself a little bit. For those of you that watched the museum video, you know that I took this sampler in with me to show, sorry for the glare from the lights, to show the curator, get her opinion on best practices to handle it. And one thing she did let me know that I wasn't aware of is that this fading of the fabric is caused by the wood of the frame touching the fabric. I was going to wait on this one to unframe it until we got into the house, but I decided I needed a little treat. Nina is safely ensconced on the recliner, snoozing away over there. She may come to check out what I'm talking about. She may not. But we're going to give this a go. I have my tools. I'm going to flip you guys around. And we're going to unframe this sampler. I'm so excited to see what it looks like on the back. All right, here we go. All right, I just have this laid out on our kitchen table on a towel. I don't know that I'm going to keep the frame and reframe it in this. I think I will get more, maybe more feedback from Carrie at the museum before I make that decision. But anyway, I predict that there are going to be times my head will be in the frame. I'm going to try to make sure that doesn't happen, but have my husband's needle nose pliers. So first, just taking the wire off the back. Now you'll see that there is a sticker for a framer on there. I have not looked that up yet, investigated that to see who that is and when that is. I've done a little bit of investigation on this sampler. People that are smarter than me are pretty sure that it is from the Union Academy that's mentioned on the front. Is a Union Academy in Doylestown, PA, in Chester County. That is on the eastern side of the state. The looking that I've done seems to jive with that, mostly because there's a lot. They have similar style, similar colors. And apparently Chester County in the early to mid 1800s was like a hotbed for schoolgirl samplers. So I did do a little investigating on the girl, the stitcher, Mary Burton. We did find, thanks to Barbara Hudson of Queenstown Sampler Company, she's the one that pointed out to me that there is a teacher by the name of, or there was a teacher by the name of Ann Buckman at a Union Academy in Doylestown, and that's why we are pretty sure of that. But I did do some research on the name Mary Burton, who is the stitcher, and did not come up with anything very definitive. The only Mary Burton that I found, my head was probably just in the screen, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what type of paper this is. It's different than the tape. The only Mary Burton that I found, unless she was in this school at a later date, I think her birth date was 1793. The date on this sampler is 1829. So the birth date of the Mary Burton I found was 1893. That would make the 1829 date, she would be kind of old, right, to be in a school working on a sampler. So, not so sure about that. I really didn't find any other Mary Burton in the Doylestown or greater Chesterfield area. That seemed to have the right age range. Now this is interesting. So this looks like masking tape. So I'll bet you this paper was coming off of the backing or off of here, and somebody just took some masking tape and attached it that way. Again, I don't know if this is the original frame. The sticker on here for the framer says L.S. Ayers and Company, number 3164, Art Department, Pictures, Picture Framing, Mirrors, and Statuary, Indianapolis, Indiana. And I don't know whether, you know, whenever this would have been framed. Who knows? Was it actually framed in the mid-1800s? Would they have stickers like that? More questions for the curator. All right. So here we go. These are just... They look like just little nails. I don't know whether, probably, you know, whatever framing things they used whenever this was framed. You can see the sticker did kind of, whatever glue they used, did kind of meld through onto the backing board. This isn't a wood backing board. I thought it was. It's actually more like a pressed board. So... I'm hoping, looks like the frame is actually disintegrating a bit down here, or maybe that was the paper. Yeah, I'm hoping, oh, there's more masking tape over here too, that some of these nails will come out easily without too much work. I don't know whether I should just pry them back. The nail itself is very rusty and is kind of creating some residue. All right, that is not coming out, so I'm going to have to just bend it back. I don't really want to ruin the frame because I may want to use it. I don't know. So you may have noticed that I'm wearing a sweater today. You don't often see me in sweaters. It is getting cold here. Got down into the 30s. Actually, got down into the low 30s last night. Freeze warning for tonight in this area of Idaho. Some of these are very tight on the pressed board. There's one side. I think I'm going to have to take out. I don't think I can get the backing board out, though. Some of these nails are in here so tight. Or pressed down into the board. Like this one's pretty much embedded into the backing board. All of these up here are. Now, I don't know if using these kind of pliers and going at these nails like this is the best practice, but it's what I have. And at this point, I don't think this is hurting the sampler at all. And this is the main, that's the main worry, right? That we don't cause any more damage to the sampler. Get this out now. Feel like we should have a drum roll or something. I'm not sure I can still get it out though. It's just those two sides. I can get my finger under here more. Some pretty thick board. Oh goodness. The sampler actually seems to be glued to the back. All right, so much for having a sweater on. I'm getting hot. That is coming off. All right, I'm gonna take out some more on another side, or bend back some more on another side. Sides taken out. If I can get it out. it is glued. Can you see that? It's not wrapped. Oh my God. It's a little bit of a hem on the top and the bottom. Oh, it's just glued around the edges. Okay, okay, that's better. But holy cow. Wasn't expecting that. Looks like somebody had it pinned in here at one point. There's little pinholes. I don't know whether you can see them along there. Okay, as I expected, the colors aren't a whole lot different on the back because it is a very muted palette. Oh, there's a string attached to the glue. Am I on camera still? Okay. God, this is nerve-wracking. Yeah, however this was framed first, I think it was kind of pinned to this backing board, but pinned along the front, not like pinned along the side and then laced or anything. The glue is really, really thick or hard right there. And I think that's what you can see here too, is glue spots. Oh my. Oh, this is very disconcerting. Needless to say, I am very glad I'm getting it off of here. Ugh, God. And I'll have to figure out how to get these pieces of paper off of here. All right, so there we have it, the back. Let's bring you down. I'm gonna actually take you out of the holder so I can bring you closer without fighting the holder. So yeah, the colors actually aren't all that different on the back, which is what I was expecting. Let me come down here. This is where it says Anne Buckman, Preceptress, and Mary Burton, Union Academy, that's right. And it says 1820, and there is no thread left for the, what I believe is a 9. You can see a faint shadow there. Mary Burton, sorry. I said Buckman, I think, for her as well. Lots and lots of satin stitch in this one. The other thing that is very interesting, now this, I'll flip it back over. We have a little lady reading a book under a tree. The other thing that's very interesting about this is that there is so much over 1. I think this looks like a 28 or maybe even a 25 count linen. So I will do the counting. That is probably what I will chart it on to make it easier for the over 1. There's a lot of degradation you can see in the flower here. These vines are all 2 over 2. Let's come over here to that dirty spot that we were looking at the museum. It does not seem to be degrading the fabric at all. So I don't know that I'll really try and do anything with that like Carrie recommended. But yeah, you can see all the paper still stuck to the glue that I'm gonna have to try and get off because I don't want that sticking on there. Lots of loose threads that might not have been snipped off. Very cool. There's another stain here, but again, that doesn't look like it's degrading the fabric at all. All right, let's flip it over. There is a hole here that I might want to stitch around and catch. So you can see all of the flowers are over 1. The letters, of course, are over 1. These vines around the names are over 1. That little flower's over 1. Basically, the only thing that isn't over 1 is all the satin stitch and the vines separating, going around, separating the flowers. Were man to live co-equal with the sun, the patriarch pupil would be learning still young. Bird on top of the house. Now, if there was any type of vase or anything here, nest or something that the bird and the vine might have been sitting on, that is gone. A couple little flower baskets. Just looking to see what the green color looks like on the back. It's still very pale, but it has faded, of course, even more up here. So I will go with the colors on the back. So, lots of over 1. I'm not sure how to get around that. And lots of satin stitch. And this, I think she actually might have stitched with the green the whole way down and then overlaid it with those lighter colors. Maybe not, that's just the lighter color there. It was looking to me like there was some darker under there, but when you flip it over, unless it's worn away on the back, but that wouldn't make sense when it has the light color protecting it. Anyway, let me know what you think. It's really, really quite something. You can see in here, that is worn away, but there is our little lady leaning against her palm tree reading a book with her dogs gathered around her. I originally thought those were sheep, but I think those are all dogs because they're keeping her company while she sits and reads. And apparently, I had several of you mention that the willows, actually I'm calling them palm trees, other people have called them willows. Willows do signify mourning, but those barks say palm tree to me more than willow. So, but anyway, Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about all the satin stitch and all the over one. I may try and chart it in both and see if I can figure out how to create these flowers, give a reasonable approximation of them over two, for those of you that get more than just a little cross-eyed when you're thinking about stitching over one, and I can certainly understand that. Very cool. Very, very cool. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions. I don't guarantee that I'm going to have the answers, but I know where I can go to find answers. So until next time, I hope to do a floss tube here in the next few days. I am very close to finishing my sewing box sampler. Finishing the stitching, there's still a lot of work to do to get it into a PDF with stitch guides and information and all that fun stuff. So yeah, but I'm almost done with the stitching of that, so that is exciting. So when that happens, hopefully by the end of the week, oh, it is Wednesday, isn't it? Early next week, you may see me again with a regular floss tube. So until then, you take care of yourselves. I look forward to hearing what you think of this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.